Hello and welcome back, or welcome. I am Book Lover Lorna and we have some potato quality for you here today. You will see that the last clip in this video matches this clip here because I forgot to film the intro for this reading vlog. Hey ho, what can you do? I started this vlog like months ago, literally like 4 or 5 months ago. So I can't go back and film it at that time, so we'll just do it now. This is another Jodi Picoult reread vlog. In each one I am rereading, because I have read all the Jodi Picoult books, I'm rereading 3 Jodi Picoult books and seeing if my thoughts are the same. Basically I start by saying what the book is about, what rating I gave it last time, but I didn't used to write reviews, so it's kind of like, well, I gave it 4 stars, but why? Who knows? Let's find out why. And then I reread the book and see what my thoughts are. So, you know, this could be a place for recommendations, this could be a place for warnings of ones that I would not recommend. I'll be honest with you, it's taken me so long to read these and get this to your screen that I can't remember what books I've read apart from the one that I just finished and ended this video with. So this is a surprise for both of us, me while I'm editing it and you while you're watching. So, you know, finding out together, so that's fun. Yeah, enjoy the video. So I'm currently in Cornwall and I'm actually leaving in like the next 30 minutes. So if you haven't watched my Cornwall reading vlog, go and watch that. We're going to travel back to Cardiff in a bit, and I don't think I'm probably going to have time to start this book, but I'm taking it with me in the car just in case. I plan to start my next Jodi Picoult book soon. Like I said, I don't think I'm going to get time to start today, but I will in the next couple of days, hopefully. So next is Vanishing Acts by Jodi Picoult, obviously because this is a Jodi Picoult reread. So it says, your father was arrested for kidnapping. You were the child he stole. What would you do? So it says, Delia Hopkins has led a charmed life, raised in rural New Hampshire by her widowed father, Andrew. She now has a young daughter, a handsome fiancé, and a job she loves, finding missing persons. Ooh. But as Delia plans her wedding, she is plagued by flashbacks of a life she can't recall, and then a policeman knocks on her door, and her world fractures into something unrecognisable. I read this one first a couple of years ago, and I can't remember what I gave it. I haven't got my phone with me to check. I'll have to check in another clip. Next time I speak to you, I'll check what I gave it on Goodreads. I feel like this was kind of a middle-of-the-road one for me. And I just kind of thought that this was a nice, easy one potentially to pick up next. I think I remember vaguely, but only from like reading the description, but like I don't remember the ins and outs of this book. So we'll kind of see how much of my memory is like jogged, essentially. Well, I finished Vanishing Acts. Last time I read it was 2018 and I gave it 4 stars. I have dropped that to a 3-star. I think as far as Jodi Picoult books go, it's certainly not the worst and it's certainly not the best. It's kind of just a bit of one of them middle of the roady ones, like, you know, there's not really a lot negative to say about it, but there's not really like a lot that you want to shout from the rooftops either. So yeah, gave it 3 stars. I thought the storyline itself, essentially like with the kidnapping, can't remember if I explained the story of this. Essentially, this woman, she works in search and rescue. She got her dad. Her mother died when she was younger in a car accident, or so she's told. And it's basically, the police turn up at the door and they're like, we're arresting you for kidnapping this little girl called Bethany, to the dad. And this woman's dad. And she's like, what? Like, what is going on? This daughter, she's like, what's happening? What's happening? And her dad is like, yeah, so I kidnapped you when you were younger. So it's basically like the story of that, and it's like court, the dad being in prison while he's pending trial, and basically kind of the story of that and the story of like finding yourself. And there are more things that happen in this specific storyline side things. And I just thought it was very interesting. It's the kind of book that you want to keep reading because the storyline is quite so intriguing, essentially. But I feel like there was a lot in the book that kind of didn't need to be in there. There was kind of a bit overdone, maybe over-described. not necessarily over-described. Some aspects of the story just got too much into it, essentially, and they didn't need to go that far into it because it wasn't the main plot of the book. But yeah, 3 stars, so it wasn't the worst. But I didn't think that, when I started it, I was like, oh yeah, I could still give this a 4-star. And then I kind of lost my enthusiasm a little bit with it, and that's why I've dropped it to 3. When I started it, I was like, oh, I can give this 4 again. But that was when, I say about like 40% of the way through, started to get a bit bogged down with like unnecessary side stories. They weren't unnecessary, I guess they had a point, but I don't feel like that particular book needed them. So yeah, 3 stars for that one. So we've gone down on a rating on that. I'm not sure what book I'm going to read next. I'm having a little bit of a Jodi break, I think, because at this point that I'm filming this clip, it's October and I haven't finished. I'll be honest, I've read like half of my October TBR and we're like almost near the end. I've read a lot of books this month, don't get me wrong, but my TBR for the rest of the month, there's no Jodi books in there, so I won't read one until November now. And then I'm doing NetGalley November that month, so don't know if I'll read 2 Jodi books. I don't know, this video might take a while to get to you, who knows. But yeah, I've read that one and was not entirely enthralled by it. So maybe next I should pick one that I know that I like. Although I really don't want that to go the opposite way and that I end up not liking it. Oh, this is a bit of a dangerous game to play, isn't it? It is time for me to pick up another Jodi Picoult book. I haven't read one for a while, so, just had a little sneak preview there. I haven't read one for a while, so we're kind of settled into January now, the new year. The last one I read was probably like November, so the last clip that you just saw was, you know, a much younger Lorna, who hadn't, you know, experienced her 25th birthday. We hadn't been through Christmas. You know, we're in a new year, new Lorna situation. No, we're not really, we're not. I'm the same Lorna. So it's time to pick up my next book, the next Jodi book. The one that I've picked up based kind of on its size. Like I really didn't know which one to pick up from my shelf, which one I kind of fancied next. I didn't really fancy any of them in particular, so it's probably not a good start to me kind of rereading and reviewing them. But I just kind of picked up based off size because where we're at in the month, each month kind of for the year, I'm trying to read either kind of a classic, an Agatha Christie, or a book that is over 500 pages. I think it was over 500 pages, or did I say over 600? I think I said over 500 pages, I'm not 100% sure now. But this one that I've picked is a lot of pages. It is 603 pages. So I'm going to try and get this finished kind of within the end of the month, so I've got kind of like 10 days or so. I'm just going to kind of steadily work my way through it is my plan. Now the book is ready for the big reveal. You probably already know, because if you know what they look like, you'll have seen it already. This is House Rules. Like I say, it's a big boy. It says on the front, your son is accused of murder, you fear he might be guilty, what would you do? Now I very, very loosely remember reading this one. This one I read a long time ago. My Goodreads says that I gave it 3 stars. I don't know what my reasoning was. All I remember is that the boy's got Asperger's, which it does say on the back here. But I can't remember what happens. I feel like he didn't do it, but I'm not sure. Emma Hunt's son is diagnosed with Asperger's. She knows she knows she will do anything to help him. It's too early. She expects other people not to understand. She expects the stares and whispers. She even expects trouble with the police, but she doesn't expect Jacob to be charged with murder. So did he do it? I can't remember. When all the hallmarks of your son's condition, his tics, his inappropriate actions, his inability to look you in the eye, can be read as guilt, when you cannot put your hand on your heart and swear he is innocent, how can you help your child then? So this is going to take me quite a while to get through. It's a big old boy, so we're going to make some steady progress. I feel like my prediction is that I'm probably going to stick on 3 stars for this, purely because I haven't read such a big book in a while, and I don't know if I'm going to find it kind of slow progress, a bit stagnant maybe, because of the size of it. I feel like sometimes, I mean, what we've got from the blurb, that's a few too many pages for what's going to go on in here. Unless there's going to be some twists and turns. Can't honestly remember. So we'll see. My prediction is that I will be sticking on 3 stars. So we'll soon find out kind of how this goes. Wish me luck. I've finished House Rules. And I have good things to report, which is nice. We haven't gone down in rating. So I had given it 3 stars, as you know, and I've reread it. And I'm now at 5 stars. So this has kind of made its way into maybe one of my best Jodi Picoult books, which is a bold statement, very bold statement. It did take me a while to read, the 603 pages. I think it took me 10 days, I want to say. I think it was 10 days. God, I'm roasting hot. My cheeks are on fire. So it did take me quite a while, but I kind of paced myself fairly well. But I was really into it, and I did have days where I read like over 100 pages of it. Did it take me 10 days? I don't know if it did, because I was doing big chunks. But I just really wanted to read more of it, and I could have like sat and devoured it if it wasn't for the fact there was so many pages. If it was like a 300-page book, I would have devoured it really easy, but because it was 600 pages, I had to kind of force myself to put it down. It wasn't like over-described as I thought it was going to be. I feel like last time I probably gave it 3 stars because I read it in 2016, so I would have been, that's 8 years ago, so I would have been, why is this math so hard? It's been a really long day today. 2017, no, I would have been 17, not 2017, it was in 2016. So I think I would have been 17, I think. I'm not dead sure on that, but I think that I was a bit too young to kind of appreciate the detail in this, and probably to me at the time this just felt like a really, really long book. It is a long book, but I don't think there's anything in there that shouldn't be in there. There's nothing unnecessary. Nothing's over-described, over-detailed. There's a few different parts to it, but I think that they kind of all go together really well. So I'm impressed. Oh, I'm dropping it. And I'm definitely glad I reread this one. Oh, what is Stitch doing? This is Stitch the Easter Bunny though. But I think it was definitely worth the reread. So I'm quite glad that I'm doing this, I think, because so far it's, you know, it's not been the best and we haven't had any go up, but this one's gone up. So I think this is the first one. Is this the first one that's gone up? I don't even know. It's taken me so long to reread this book, and this series is going to span over like 2 years probably. Maybe. But yeah, it probably will actually, because there's so many of her books. Obviously I'll do it as quick as I can, but I've got other things I want to read. So yeah, impressed, happy I've reread this one, and definitely would be one that I'd fall into my recommendations if someone asked me for a Jodi Picoult recommendation and they weren't scared of big books. I would probably recommend it. If you were like someone who only reads like 300-page books and doesn't like picking up a bigger book, or doesn't have the patience to or the time to, then I probably wouldn't recommend it, because it's probably going to seem a bit duller if you're reading it in really small sections. But if you can read like 80 to 100-page chunks at a time, then decent. So yeah, that's kind of where we're at with that one. Don't know what I'm going to start next. You'll probably find out in the next 30 seconds when I do the next clip. But I have not yet picked. I'll read some other books and finish the month that I'm currently in. I'm not even telling you like a time scale of when I'm reading these, because it's taking me so long to go through all of them. And you probably tell because like between each clip I'm aged. That's how long it's taking me to do this. Like I get a wrinkle in between every clip in these vlogs. I'm joking, I don't. Well, I might do, life is stressful. But yeah, recommend. Definitely recommend, which is a good thing. I'm soon about to start my next Jodi Picoult reread. Now, the next book I've picked is Perfect Match. I can see on my Goodreads that I previously gave this 4 stars. Again, don't know why. I don't actually remember reading this one, so I must have read it a very long time ago. So I feel like this is going to be one that I feel like I'm reading with fresh eyes, because I have no recollection, like absolute zero. So this might be just like reading it for the first time rather than rereading it. Let's see what this one's about, okay? What happens when you do all the wrong things for all the right reasons? An assistant district attorney, Nina Frost, prosecutes... let me start that again. As an assistant district attorney, Nina Frost prosecutes the sort of crimes that tear families apart. But when Nina and her husband discover that their 5-year-old son, Nathaniel, has been sexually abused, it is her own family that is devastated. The world Nina inhabits now seems different from the one she lived yesterday. The lines between family and professional life are erased, and answers to questions she thought she knew are no longer easy to find. Overcome by anger and desperate for vengeance, Nina ignites a battle that may cause her to lose everything she's fighting for. Yeah, I can't remember that at all. I'll be honest. It doesn't sound like it's going to be a 5-star for me. It doesn't sound like it's going to be rubbish. I gave it 4 stars before, so it can't be one of the weaker ones. Hopefully aiming for 4 stars again, but like I say, can't remember anything about it, so I don't know if this is going to be good or not. This obviously isn't going to be one that drags out. This is one of the smallest ones from her, and it is 389 pages long, so just almost 390 pages, just shy of a 400-page book. It's not very big, shouldn't take me very long. I'm hoping to kind of go through it quite quickly. So in comparison to her larger books, it might, like I say, it might drag a little bit less. But then also, does that mean it doesn't have the detail? I don't know. I mean, all of her books seem to have kind of a core aspect to them, but maybe that won't be the main bit of the story. Oh, well, actually, no, it might. I don't know. I don't know, but yeah, I can't really predict this. I'm hoping for a 4-star. Fingers crossed. Let's see how it goes. I'm looking a little bit like shattered and bewildered, and like the light, there we go, the light is doing me no favours. Should we turn that off? Yeah, let's turn that off. Who's that outside by my car? Okay, now we've got darkness. Hello darkness, my old friend. Anyway, I have finished Perfect Match. Now the quality of this is potatoey at best. Like a soft jacket potato, but like not like a good soft, you know, when your jacket potato is just not crispy around the outside. That's what this lighting is like. Anyway, back to the book. I have given it 4 stars again. Now, it hasn't taken me too long to read it. I've got a few different thoughts on it. The storyline, yeah, actually as I was reading it, I was like kind of remembering last time. I couldn't have told you what was going to happen next. My memory of it wasn't that good, but I was like, oh yeah, this vaguely rings a bell. So I definitely wouldn't call this memorable. Probably in 6 months' time I won't be able to tell you what this book was about. So not a memorable one. Not the best Jodi Picoult book, but certainly not the worst. You know, 4 stars is not bad. I think the storyline itself and the plot twists, very good, very intriguing. The whole kind of setting for the story, kind of like child abuse, trauma, courtroom, the idea of kind of it's basically a story of like love and protection, not protection, I don't know if that's the right word. Oh, the sunset is so pretty. And kind of how far you'll go to protect other people or to like benefit other people. Kind of a little bit of thought-provoking. My only real issue was that there were like, I think, well, the way I read it was there were different perspectives in the book, but they weren't separated. Now in Jodi's most of Jodi's books, actually, I forgot how to use English words then. In most of Jodi's books, she has like each chapter has a title of the name of the person who is basically running that chapter. Now that didn't happen in this, and it didn't change every chapter. There was only like 12 chapters in this book. They were long, so like if I started a chapter, I struggled to get to finish it. Actually, I don't even think there was 12. 7. Was that 8? 8 chapters in this book. 8 chapters. Yes, the perspective changed mid-chapter, as in like every paragraph had a different perspective. And I was thinking, who the hell am I listening to now? I've no idea. So that was a little bit like the writing maybe is not as strong in this one. I can't remember how far, I'm just looking at my Jodi Picoult list, How far into her writing books did this one come out? Do you know what? I can't even see. Let's just take my list off the wall. So we're looking for perfect match. Okay, this is her. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Her 9th book out of all of those. So, you know, maybe by that point should have been a bit better. I don't know if it could have been a 5-star. I feel like the plot... I don't think the plot could have given it a 5-star. Like, even if the characters' perspectives were titled and separated out into chapters, I still don't think it would have been a 5-star book for me. Just didn't knock my socks off. But still a good 4. Definitely, you know, if you like Jodi books, worth picking up. But probably won't be your favourite, but won't be your least favourite. So, you know, winner winner, as it goes. But yeah, I think that's kind of my thoughts on that one. I think I've now done 3 more. I think I've reread 6 now. If I could check my list, I would know. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I've not been ticking them, have I? What was the last Jodi book I read? I don't even know. I'm sure that there's now 3 in this video. It takes me so long to read them and to record these vlogs that I don't even know what other footage is in this video yet because I haven't edited it. So I think this is the end. I know I haven't filmed an introduction, so you've probably already seen that, but what we'll do now is say goodbye and film the introduction. Sounds like a good plan to me. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. Here is my outro. It'll be another few months, I expect, before you get the next Jodi Picoult reread vlog, but it will happen. I've no idea which books I'm going to pick up, so tune in to the next episode in a few months' time to find out what happens next. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye!